I don't know where to
There's
look.
a timer on the tick-tick.
Just stare at Crispy. I'll stare at
Yeah.
you.
Your tick-tick working?
Tick-tick's working great. All right.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Do we have to look at the camera? Can we talk? We're just talking.
No, just talking, yeah.
We're talking to these here
I'll look
people.
at the camera and then...
I'll stare at Pete. Pete stares at Kara. Kara stares at Crispy. Crispy stares at Books. Books stares at the camera.
Ding, ding, ding.
Why is he the leader? Who is he?
He went to Vandy.
Okay, we're here
This
now
is good. This
for
is the
sake
first.
of the team.
This is the intro. I love
Take
this.
one for the team.
Welcome to another edition of the Predators official podcast here on ESPN 1025 The Game and streaming on YouTube. I'm Brooks Bratten alongside my friends Max Herz and Kara Hammer as always. And we were going to call them interviewees, but that's kind of ridiculous. They're more or less co-hosts this week. And before I introduce them, I do want to say, so the Predators Golden Hall, we know it was introduced last season. The first three inductees, David Poile, Pekka Rinne, and Shea Weber. Shea has all these accolades. He's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Pekka's got a statue out front. He's got a banner in the building. David Poile, the winningest GM in NHL history, he's got a banner in the building. But what none of those three gentlemen have, a restaurant. And we are sitting in a restaurant named after...
No, it's a pub.
Congratulations.
Not a restaurant. Clue this kid in.
I mean,
before
even
we
Wayne
go any further.
Gretzky's restaurant closed.
Don't bring
So
these
it's only a
things
matter
up.
of time.
Yeah.
Pete Weber and Terry Crisp. I got to ask, before we really get into it, is it weird to have your faces on a wall in a restaurant, in a bar named after you?
It's better than us personally being on the wall.
Better than being in the post office.
Yeah.
Wanted.
Where,
Yeah, exactly.
where you both have been seen.
Oops.
If
Yeah.
your faces are going to be on the wall, that's probably the best spot for them.
You know what? I got to tell you, Pete, and I think it's embarrassing sometimes because you'll have relatives come in or friends come in, sit down, and the first thing. Really, you two doughheads put your picture on the wall? Say, yeah, we do.
Sure do.
Like it or lump it, it's going to stay there.
Well, that was quite an honor.
Yeah.
We've got another excellent honor coming up this weekend. The new inductees to the Predators Golden Hall. Gentlemen, congratulations. What does that mean to you to be enshrined in Predators lore forever?
Trying to make us cry? I mean,
No, that's later.
it's highly meaningful. The idea that those nights we spent in the arena tower teaching Hockey 101, I guess they paid off for us, Crispy.
Like he said. You said I could do that if I wanted, Petey's spokesman. Yeah, we had a wonderful trip. It's been a great trip for Petey and I, and this is sort of a nice cap off on it when you figure out, first off, that we're joining Mr. Poile and Mr. Weber and Mr. Rinne in there ahead of us. That we feel that that's an honor in itself. And the other part is that when Pete and I will be there, it'll be probably, in my mind, and Pete's a little bit, thanks to our fans. Because our fans, from day one, treated Pete and I like we're part of them. And that makes our job a lot easier, a lot more fun, and that's what Pete and I have, I'm speaking for my buddy here, have had all along our journey, fun.
The question now is Yannick going in next year? Do we have to have a Weber a year?
I like that idea. Sure, we can talk to some people.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
What do you
Former Preds defenseman. Nobody more fitting. We'll get to so much more just about how things have evolved over time and when you started. I do want to ask, though, because it was really cool how it was revealed that you would be going in. You thought you were doing a promo for this very bar.
Exactly.
Telling people to come get hammered.
Right.
And all of a sudden...
And no relation
No,
on you. It's
no.
just-
None.
Don't take that personal, Carol,
Yeah.
please.
And then all of a sudden, here comes Pekka.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, whatever. Pex, she shows up from time to time. But he says, hey, you guys like my gold jacket? Like, yeah, sure, whatever. He said, how would you like your own?
When he started, Pete and I
Yes.
both, well, this is nice. Becca just come in, and a nice, come in from behind, like the good old days when they just stepped up behind you and had a fun. I said, yes, Becca's really into it now. He's talking. He says, yeah, I know there's anything different, guys, but no, you look great, Becca. You're still in shape, look like you can play. Yeah, but you know anything different about you? No, you look younger, I guess, eh? But he says, no, did you notice the color of my jacket? And it still didn't dawn on us what he's trying to tell us. Till poor Peck had to say, "Hey, you two doughheads, I'm here
You're
to
talking dense.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you. What was he here to tell us?
Going into the Golden Hall. Yep, just like him. So I guess we have to get taller.
There's still time.
Yeah.
There's still time.
No.
Going back, I remember the day that they named this pub, Pete and Terry's. You were outside, we cut the ribbon, and
Yeah.
you said, 7 years ago, you and Crispy floated down the Cumberland
Yeah.
to Nashville.
Yep.
Looking back, I mean, what stands out the most about this journey being here?
How it started, and the guy who was really responsible for putting us together, Jerry Helper, the director of communications at the time. He knew me from our time together with the Buffalo Sabres. He knew Terry from their time together with the Tampa Bay Lightning. And while Terry never remembers me interviewing him when he was a coach, either in Calgary or in Tampa, I obviously made a huge impression. Jerry felt that we would have good chemistry. I guess he was a pretty good chemist.
So you knew Crispy, but Crispy,
No.
No, because Petey back then, he would like ask me some like intelligent questions, and I can't answer them. I'm only a coach. We don't answer. So after I learned from Pete, I said, well, you know, Petey, I had a lot on my mind that day, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
He went with that. But for the rest of the time through, it was, yeah, match. I sat down, I came up to do one game.
Right, just
To
one.
Jerry Helper, I said, I'll come up, I owe you, Jerry. I'm paying off my note. Come up, shook hands with Pete, sat down with him, had fun, did the game, got up. Thank you very much. Away I went back to Tampa. Got a call from Mr. Diller and whatnot. Well, Jerry Helper says, Crispy, we're having a double header on the weekend. We're going to have somebody. I'll get somebody. Would you come back? I said, if I come back up to work with Mr. Weber, then you owe me. I got the note on you. He said, yep. Best move I ever made. Came back up, sat down again with Petey. Mr. Diller said, listen, we like what you have together. We'd like to use it. Would you like to stay and do it? By then, my wife Sheila, she was tired of me hanging around the house anyways. So it was a good way to get me out of the house. Plus, she gets a free ride up with us every time we flew up to do the games. So it was just a fun season. And at the end of that season, Mr. Diller was still there. He said, you know, we'd like you to you and Peter are a good combination. We'd like you to stay and sign. He said, you know, you can commute if you want.
So Terry called his bluff.
So I says to Mr. Diller, being smart, I says, okay, Mr. Diller, you give me a 3-year contract, I'll sell my house in Florida and move up here. Okay.
So he called the real estate company.
Yeah. Hun? Yeah, it's me, yeah.
We're selling.
Sell the house. Why? That's my wife. Why are we selling the house? To come to Nashville.
Because Jack Diller knew what he had.
Because I guess
Yeah.
Jack, he probably saw the chemistry that Pete and I enjoyed, and we had fun, and we've had it ever since.
Was it instant? Or did you have to work at the chemistry? Like when
I
you first
didn't
met
feel
each
like
other?
we had to.
No, it just flowed. And you see, people don't understand. I had the pleasure of working with 3 people who have, I call it a photographic memory. There's probably a better word for it. My opinion are Willie Donick, Eli Gold, and this man right here. So you can imagine a dummy like me coming in and worked with those 3 men. I was the smartest of the bunch because all I had to do was, get this, all I had to do was start a question, not knowing the answer, but hand it off to one of these guys who knew the answer. I looked like a genius. Hey, Crispy knows all about it. Nobody figures this. I didn't finish it. One of these guys, and Petey I'd look at him, he'd finish it off. And anybody out there who's listening, if anybody is like, if you want a trivia, and you know that thing where you want to make money and you phone and you say an answer.
Phone a friend, yeah.
Phone a friend. Those are the 3 guys I told you to phone if you want to win.
Now, to really illustrate, though, the chemistry, we start traveling together, and Terry is getting his really first computers. And he gets the computer, and we check in the hotel in Costa Mesa, and my cell phone rings, and he goes, I just say, okay, Terry, what room are you in?
And the first thing is you got to plug it in. Oh, okay, Petey.
That truly was a
Where do I
situation.
plug it in? Because I don't know. And honest to Pete, people out there will know we're in that era now. But when I am not very good on computers. I'm not very good on my phone. I never have been able. And with Pete alongside of me, it was a walk in the park, except I didn't have to do it because, like I told you, I just nudged, got the answer. And so one time, all the office staff said, yeah, I hate that tick-tick. The tick-tick doesn't, so what, tick-tick? He said, what are you talking about, the tick-tick? I says, that thing, right there, that. I said, I walk through the office and all I hear is tick-tick-tick. Tick, 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 tick. So I nicknamed it the Tick Tick, and it still sticks. All my grandchildren said, "Hey, Coach, how you doing on your Tick Tick today?"
So you want to FaceTime? He gets on his Tick Tick.
Tick, tick.
I was gonna say, and 25 years later, how are you doing on the Tick Tick?
I won't Pete. Now, but I got Pete's, got my wife Sheila versed on it, so I'm okay. I just
Good.
went to her, and she does it. The only thing I can't figure out is how you e-transfer money.
Oh.
Oh,
Which is good.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know how. What do you mean I owe you money? What do you mean e-transfer?
What do you mean? Venmo? No.
Yeah, nope.
Well, it
nope.
was when he first tried to pay his bills online,
Oh.
and you sort of misplaced the decimal point. Or was it for the power bill?
Yeah. And instead of like $68, I think it was $6,800. Yeah,
It took a long time to get it back.
They were like, thanks very much, Mr. Chris.
oh, yeah. What a nice man.
Pete Weber and Terry Crisp are our guests on the POP. We're going to take a break. Caller number 5 wins free electricity for the next 30 years here on the Predators official podcast.
Told you he was dangerous.
Welcome back to the Predators official podcast, live from Pete and Terry's Tavern here at Bridgestone Arena. I'm Max Herz from Preds Radio with Kara Hammer from Preds TV, Brooks Bratten from NashvillePredators.com, and our two soon-to-be Golden Hall of Famers, Pete Weber and Terry Crisp, the Predators broadcasters, who will go into the Golden Hall this Saturday, November 1st, at the first intermission of the game against the Flames. So make sure everybody stays in their seats. We got to tell the people that. First intermission.
If you come in, folks, you will see I already have a golden blazer. It's up there from my Buffalo Sabres days.
No, he was selling real estate.
Yeah.
Real estate back, and he tells me it's for the Hall of Fame or something. No, I remember those commercials.
That's what I was wearing when I met Claudia for the first time.
Wow.
At a Sabres Quebec Nordiques game.
And you just hit your anniversary, how many consecutive years?
Thank you, Cal Ripken Jr. 36.
Woo!
36 years in a row,
Yeah.
as you like to say. Well done.
No
Well
years
done.
off.
Well, let's
for
see
the
though,
Weber.
because
You the man.
because Terry and
You
Sheila
the man.
haven't talked.
Yes, they do.
How many years here?
For Sheila and I living here,
No.
No.
Marriage.
Married.
60. Just finished their 60th.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. See?
Well done.
And I'm clapping for Sheila because I outrun my coverage.
Yeah.
And when I go to do things and everybody says, well, you had a nice little,
Yeah.
livelihood, Crispy. You had a good dress. I said, yeah. He said, what? You player, coach, TV, what's the secret to it? I said, you know what? In my mind, the secret to all you guys out there, if you're listening to me, you find a good woman, you marry her, and you damn well keep her. Mm-hmm. End of conversation.
Yep.
I lucked out with that.
Well said.
Yeah, that was also part of a letter you got from your Philadelphia Flyers coach that went out and told the wives how to behave around the husbands.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's a classic.
I still have it. Fred Shiro, I loved him.
Yeah.
I had the good fortune to play for two of the best coaches ever in the game, Freddie Shiro and Scotty Bowman. Mm-hmm. Total opposites in their approach to the game, but Freddie was always thinking, and he always gave you problems. He didn't give you the answer, he gave you the problems. But one time, he sits down and writes this letter on all the wives, how to be the perfect wife.
Yes,
And he
perfect
puts it all-
hockey wife.
Perfect hockey wife. And he puts it all down. I
don't think it would read
And in
well
the
now.
bottom,
Yeah.
he puts in a little fine print. Next week, I'll be sending the husband's letter, how to be the perfect husband. Never came. I still have the one of the And it's hilarious, but this goes to tell you that you can still play, coach, and have humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you brought that here to Nashville, and it's rare to find a day one employee, but you gentlemen essentially have been here since the very beginning.
Yep.
What do you remember? As you were just saying before we came back,
Yeah.
we sit here in your tavern, all these buildings out here, nothing was here, it was parking lots.
There was a bus station over here, and that was where the Music City Center is now, and that basically was it.
Yeah.
No, they had a hydro plant.
Yeah.
Great big friggin' hydro plant. And I'm sitting every day, I'll go
And it
and
was
look at that
said
thing. and
friggin' hydro.
They're going to move that thing? That's electricity. How are you going to move? You can't do that. That ain't possible.
Well, you made a $6,800 donation, so they were able to.
Yeah, I wanted my money back before they left. I said, before these guys leave, I'd leave town. I want my money back. But it disappeared.
Yeah.
And look at, from start to finish now, the city has just blossomed. Anybody here has been here. And some for the better, some for not so good. But what is it? You have to either die, you either show progress, or you die.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
This city is not going to die.
you have to put up construction cranes, as many as you possibly can. And I think the high number we had was 37 cranes up simultaneously downtown
I
here.
believe
I
it.
talked to a businessman. I did talk to a businessman. You guys are all looking at Crispy, the businessman. We're having a beer, by the way, in the pub. And he was talking about, he just bought land. He was going to put up whatever he's going to put up, like another high rise now we're having. And I said, oh, good. Yeah. He said, when do you start? He said, I think about 3 years. I said, maybe 2. He said, but 3. I said, why would you got the land, it's all there. He says, because I can't get any cranes.
Yeah.
He says, they're all, you can't get them.
They're leased out.
They're all leased, so I said, wow.
Yeah.
But he did move it up a little.
And the city hasn't stopped.
It hasn't
since then.
stopped. Let's go back to you guys being day one. I think most people, if you're new or if they're a new Preds fan, don't realize that when it started, you two were more famous than most of the players on the team. What was that like? Were you recognized when you would go out in public? Did people start to realize? I mean, I have friends come to the game and they want to take a photo with Pete and Terry.
It was scary going into Home Depot and looking for replacement toilet seats. Having people come up and say, I recognize that voice. Okay. So time and place, very, very important to be certain, without any question about that. But yeah, Terry, remember they had just opened the Hilton Hotel across the street, and we were doing a Predators talk show in the lobby. And the show got kicked out because the people staying in the hotel rooms were angry about how loud we were.
Yeah. Can you imagine the nerve of them? All they had to do is come down and buy us a beer. And everything would have been settled.
And that would have shut us right up.
Well, maybe those were the only people who were not thrilled to see you, because I feel like I've heard you tell the story, Pete, about your wife Claudia saying, why are these people so nice? What do they want from us? Why are they being so nice?
That was the big thing when we first got here. Now, we had been in Buffalo, which is not a horrible town at all. It's a great city. But nobody would come up and just try to converse with you and ask you how things were going. And then, of course, we would have initially difficulty understanding through the accent what was being asked of us. But so, yeah, I'd go to Claudia, what do they want? What is it here? What's going on? Why are they being so darn nice? And just turned out because they are so darn nice.
I want to ask about broadcasting together. Are there any moments that stand out? I mean, we've seen some clips.
Are there any moments?
I was going to say some that were on the air that
Terry,
probably can't be
Some
back
that-
on the air.
That's not fair. You've traveled with Pete and I. That is not for him too. You didn't get the pleasure yet of doing that. But every trip was an adventure for us because we made it an adventure. Whether it was like Pete trying to drag me to a ball game.
Now, that was a classic. Opening day in St. Louis.
Yeah, and I was not into ball really. Sorry, people, but hey. we
Sorry,
got a
Blue Jays in
Canadian
the World
team still
Series and all
alive.
that,
Blue
yeah.
Jays are there. To the Jays, apologize for it. But go. And so Pete would always. We go to
We went to St. Louis. Went to opening day there.
Yeah, opening day. Ooh, big deal. Well, all game anyway. But he says, well,
You got to come
I
to
want to go and sit through.
the starting pitcher is a Canadian.
But I said,
Jeff
well,
Francis.
Yeah. I said, oh, really a Canadian starting? He said, yeah, well, that'd be neat. See a Canadian kid throwing in the big leagues. It's good. I'll go sit. But the caveat was this. Pete says, I'll buy all the beer and hot dogs.
There you go.
So we started out with 8 beers.
And 8 hot dogs.
Yeah.
And we had a couple other people with us. We had that lady the lady that could run like a deer, and I forget her name now, drank more beer and eat more hot dogs than any of us.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. But, okay, I'm sitting in the stands, and this Canadian pitcher, he's not that. Was it Francis, Jeff, or Jeff?
Jeff Francis.
Jeff Francis. So he's throwing up, and he's throwing it. Phew. Ball 1.
Yeah.
Ball 2. He threw 11 or 12 straight balls
Yes.
without a pitch, a strike.
Without
I
a
was sitting
strike.
Thinking, yeah.
This is who you
So
brought me.
this batter comes up.
Named Pujols.
Yeah, and he was so mad that he reached.
He hit one in his
he
chin
had-
high.
He had to get a step ladder to reach up to hit it, and broke the thing. Or it would have been 13 straight. So
we hit it in the
unbeknownst
seats.
to it starts to rain. It's raining. So we said, well, let's go in under the thing. And
Let's go get more beers and
more beer,
more
more
hot
hot dogs, and wait for it. Pete tells me, because of the rules of baseball, after when we left, waiting for that, it was canceled. That didn't count against the pitcher. that did not show up on his
Right,
record.
right.
There you go.
That
Wow.
the Canadian boy
Yeah.
threw 12 straight. And I've never met the guy, but I'd love to meet him one day,
Yeah.
somewhere, just to tell him,
So
I had
folks,
faith in you.
if you know Jeff Francis, just send us at NashvillePredators.com. We would appreciate that
He's
because Terry
invited.
really wants to meet you.
Yeah.
He's invited on Saturday.
I felt bad for him. I did.
We're in Pete and Terry's Tavern with Pete Weber and Terry Crisp, talking about the early days. Who are those early year Preds who you guys love to get to know in the late 90s and the early 2000s?
Well, really, you got to get right down to it. Thomas Volkun, who would never point his finger at anybody after giving up a goal, as opposed to one of your old teammates on the Blues, Jacques Plante, who wanted to point that out right away,
Ay, ay, ay.
whose fault was what. And then Captain Tom Fitzgerald. He ran a tremendous dressing room.
He did. He was everything you'd want in a captain with the team, with the public, with kids, all of that. And we were blessed with a lot of these kids that came in and worked like you had like Scotty Walker. He was afraid of nothing. He took more blows and more fights just to save his teammates. When you look over the whole lineups of when we first started here, and Trotzy had them, we were a machine that wasn't a great machine, but they were all together. And every night, and back then, people, and my favorite buddy here will vouch for this, is that if we had a goal lead going into the third period, we win the game. Put your money down on the table. Our team dug in, and our goalies dug in. That sticks in my mind more than anything now, as to those early teams. Going in, we felt comfortable. We got a 1-goal lead. We're going to slam the gate. If they don't get another goal, and we don't have to score another goal, we win. So let's make sure they don't get another goal. Let's zero in on that and work for the rest of it.
Do either of you have a favorite player here that you've covered?
That is very difficult for me
Yeah.
to pick out anyway.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many that would be right like this. You love them, and they were great hockey players, family men, community kids like that. We had a whole, and that's what made this team. The guys, they did things together. Like I remember the one year Trotzy, he took the whole team out to Fort Campbell.
Yes.
Remember that? That sticks with me like anything.
Even Leggy
That-
went through it.
Yep, and you've probably seen the video maybe, or what do you
Yeah,
call
there's-
it? The video or whatever it is.
Right.
They put the team, the soldiers out there that were in charge, put them through the training that they did. These guys, I mean, they're going through mud with barbed wire across them and shooting over the top of them. These guys.
And these weren't slap shots,
And
those
they
were
had
bullets.
teams, and the military men out there were like, we're making you a team. But they have 4 guys or 6 in a team.
6, I think.
6 to a team. And they laid the law down like no coach could. He says, And you know what we'll tell you is that you leave no man behind. I don't care what if you're going over the thing, you're going through the mud. Before you're done, you make a head count, and every man better be on your team to go to the next leg. And when our guys came back, they were so happy to come back and keep playing hockey. we're not going near that again ever.
Yeah.
But that's what we had different. Frosty thought of it.
Yeah.
Fort Campbell agreed with it. That's
Campbell
making
was
your team.
ecstatic to
That's,
do it.
That's one of the things that made them together.
Yeah.
How have you seen the sport evolve? I mean, looking back, you think of the Flyers, the Broadway Bullies.
Misunderstood youths.
I loved that podcast the Flyers alumni did during the lockout, where Bobby Clark goes to the guys, we didn't fight that much. That just killed me, and it killed Claudia watching that too. I got to tell you that. But your group, and we had Frank Bay's daughter in here the other night doing the game back to Los Angeles.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
and she was. I talked to her about
Wow.
Sam Carcidi's book that just came out, Broadway Bullies, and Broad Street Bullies, and that was. She is going to go pick it up right now.
Nice, nice.
It was
Well-
just an era. But you know what? The funniest thing is, when we played, we got out the whole thing. Like right now, to this day, I have men and women, elderly, young ones saying, "Oh, you were one of the bullies. You were a Broad Street bully." Now that's back in the what? The 74, 75. That's that far back. In all of hockey, I don't have anybody come to me and say, "Oh, remember the Flying Canadians? The Flying French Canadians, the Montreal team who won 26 straight
Yes.
Stanley Cups." You don't hear that. You don't hear, "Oh, remember Bobby Orr and the Boston Bruins and all them, or so-and-so with the New York Rangers," or go on down the line. No, you hear, "Oh, you were a Broad Street bully." Yeah, like,
And that was just
it's
a
a
newspaper
badge of
headline
honor.
Yeah.
that got picked up and amplified and carried through all the years. And there's good reason for it. I mean, I was with the LA Kings, and we had lost 30 straight to Philadelphia.
Wow.
And 30 straight games, and we played each other far more frequently then than you do now. And when it finally ended, and it was at the Spectrum that it ended, there was just a celebration like you would not believe. And Jerry Korab giving the Italian salute to the fans as he was going off the ice. That was very nice of him. I
King
thought.
Kong.
Yep.
What a big man. Holy lifter. But back in that era, but you know what it is? And I right now, I love sports, but you got to have nicknames for sports guys. You got to.
Are you going to go here now,
No,
Terry?
No, but I'm just saying, in the sporting world, tell me how many nicknames you have in baseball. Do you have Slam and Sammy Snead as golf? Or anybody? Like, you know who I love in baseball now, and I don't know baseball? The little guy that catches for the Blue Jays. Kirk? Is that his name?
Yeah. The first Mexican to hit a home run in the World Series.
Right.
And in this series, he stole second base first time ever in his career. They all give him a standing ovation. They got to figure out a name for him.
As he slid in head first, that measured on the Richter scale.
Like, do the Titans have nicknames for any of their players? Like Speedball so-and-so, or Tank so-and-so, or
Yeah, like-
here comes a Terminator on the field right now?
The
Since we
Perpetrator.
lost Javon Curse,
I don't know. I had King Henry, right?
Yes.
That may be the last one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, when we had them, they were like Hammer Schultz and Bird Selesky and
Yeah.
Hound Kelly.
Yeah.
And you
Another one I
had the
won't
Golden
mention.
Jet Bobby Hull. And go on down of different teams had, like, Sudden Death Mel.
Mel Hill.
Mel Hill.
Yep.
Sudden death because as soon as it was overtime, he always scored the sudden death goal. Why did they call it sudden death though? It shouldn't be sudden victory. I don't understand that one. Never mind, move it.
We've hit a revelation here.
Never mind, move it.
We'll come back and figure out an answer to that in just a moment.
that's fair.
You are listening and watching to the Predators official podcast on ESPN 102.5 The Game and YouTube. Back with Pete Weber and Terry Chris in just a moment. Welcome back to the Predators official podcast. I'm Brooks Bratten alongside Max Herz and Kara Hammer. And these two esteemed gentlemen Gotta
Steve.
turn around.
Is that a good word?
Say where.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
Thank you.
Weber, Terry Crisp, you know him, you love him. We are speaking with you, gentlemen, ahead of your Golden Hall induction. I had twice in a couple minutes. There.
It's amazing.
There might be two guys behind you.
I'm surprised you didn't see
Sitting
it
around
around
there,
there. I said where.
Barkeep. Okay.
I want to ask a little bit more about Nashville, but first, Kara, you had brought up there's a great trade deadline story.
I should have brought it
Terry
up
has.
when we were talking about the tick-tick, because
Yeah, that's the.
back in the day, at
Didn't even
trade
have a
deadline,
tick-tack.
nobody could text you
There's
or
no-
call
no,
you.
had a phone,
Yeah.
no ticks, nothing. And I was I'd just been traded from St. Louis Blues to the Islanders their first year, so I was an original Islander that year. And I think did we win 12 games?
12,
I
yes.
think we won 12.
But I don't
games.
think you were there for all 12.
No, I was. Anyways, partway through the year, the moving in the trade deadline. So we're playing this night in Detroit, and that night after the game, the deadline's midnight for trading. You can't trade after that. And I was one of the senior guys on the team, so after the game in Detroit, we all went to the pub. There was a pub where all the
The
teams went
Lindell
to.
AC.
Lindell AC Club in Detroit, and we were sitting out there, and I said, "Okay, boys, this round's on me." It was, I don't know, 11:30, in around there. This round's on me, guys, because we made it. None of us got traded.
We're home free.
We don't have to move the kids. The wives don't have to go and find churches and schools and that. It's great. We're staying together. So I walk up, heading for the bar to buy the round, and the bar phone rings, and the bartender, yeah. I don't know. Let me see. Is there a crisp here? And I'm walking towards the bar. I said, that'd be me. Here, a phone call for you. I said, okay. And it was my coach,
Earl?
Earl Ingerfield. He says, Crispy. I said, Earl. He says, Crispy, come on back to the hotel. I said, Earl, just tell me where. He said, well, no, come on, I want to talk to you about it. I said, we traded you. I said, I know that you don't phone me just to. I said, where? He says, well, come back. I said, I'm buying a round of beer. I'm going to have my last beer with my player. Just tell me now so I can phone. Well, we traded you to Philadelphia. I says, you what? You traded me to Philadelphia. He says, yeah. I says, what the hell does Philadelphia want with me? He says, damned if I know.
There's the ringing endorsement right there.
The trade union, just get out. Just get going and get out of here. Oh, by the way, I did pay for the round of beer.
There you go.
I did.
But there was a great story behind that. Terry was traded so that the Islanders could get Jean Potvin, the older brother of the guy who they were going to take as the number one choice in that year's draft. That way, with the war with the World Hockey Association that was going on at the time, they figured Denny would then sign with the Islanders. So that was the background to all of that.
Well, and that trade worked out okay for you, right?
Hell yeah.
Couple of cups.
Are you kidding me? It sure did. One of the best things ever happened to me along the way.
I mean, Freddie Sherrill remembered him from having him with the Buffalo Bisons in 1970, and where they won the Calder Cup.
Yeah.
Wasn't this the video that when Crispy's team had won the cup, somebody came out from the stands and got in the handshake line?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just one.
The first year they just flooded the ice. We couldn't move. You didn't skate the cup around because you couldn't. You had to just
There's no room.
Get it back to the dressing room safely before somebody stole it on you or whatever. So, but there's we did have the handshake line with the Boston Bruins, and they're going through and it's thing. So many years later, I'm here, and they're replaying all these things like they do in TV. And they're replaying that game and that ending and that handshake. And my grandchildren phoned me and they said, hey, Coach, who's that civilian in your handshake line with the bottle of champagne and the civvies? I said, there's nobody in bottle of champagne in the line. Yeah, there is. Look. So I said, no. So I phoned back I said, find that thing and send it to me. Sure enough, here's this civilian kid. He'd be, I don't know, maybe 20, 20 some. And he's just right in the line with all of us, shaking hands, drinking the champagne. So I phoned and said, hey, find out who that kid is. Brad Mark was running them. So he put it all on TV there, the clip, everything. The guy said, whoever knows who this was, if you get in contact with us and tell us the truth and who it was, we'll give you a tickets to the game, blah, blah, autograph, jersey and whatnot. Never did find out who it was.
Really?
But nobody knew who this kid was.
Yeah.
It was
Which cup was this?
The first one.
cup.
So this is Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somewhere out there, somebody was in the handshake line.
Yeah.
Come forward.
With a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, with a bottle of champagne.
Well, I also, and I texted both of you about this, at a random night this summer at about 2 a.m., NHL Network was showing Crispy's 89 Flames Cup footage with a fan who had won some sort of contest to rewatch the clinching game with you, and it was exceptional television.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know I did it. My grandchildren phoned and said, "Hey, Coach, they got this thing." I said, "What?" He said, "I didn't do that." Yeah, you did, because it's on here.
We've got video of you.
Yeah.
You're there.
So I didn't realize what you did then. But back then you have incidents that people crop up to it, and you never didn't realize you'd done it.
Yeah.
So, like, one of my biggest faux pas, real quickly, but as coaches, you got to remember you're on the camera at all times. You forget. I'm playing in LA one night, and we're getting hosed by the referees. I mean, hosed, because we're in LA and Gretzky's playing for them. And I had enough of this referee. And I was there, and so I start yelling at the referee, hey, ref, you're blowing it. You're blowing it. And I picked my tie up and held my tie in front of my nose so that you're blowing it. You're blowing it. It went viral that Crispy was blowing his nose on his tie. The people
Couldn't find a Kleenex.
The people don't realize that when I had my tie, it was out here, the camera shot. So I couldn't live that one down. He said,
See, if there had been 3D TV,
why
then that
did you
never
blow
would
your
have happened.
nose? Why did you blow your nose on? I didn't blow my nose on my tie. Yeah, you did. We saw it right here.
That's disgusting.
So be careful.
I remember
What
Chris
you're-
Cuthbert even asked you that one night.
Yeah. But hey,
But you didn't do it.
You do something stupid, you're going to pay for it.
I want to ask you guys about this because I know this was a big thing when you guys first started here. Was you talk about the game is new to a lot of people. They're used to football and baseball
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. But the chalk talks and the hockey 101s, what were those like for you to be tasked with no pressure, but hey, teach the game to these folks?
They were fun, and I think the most fun we had was the night before the Hanson brothers were here for Bud Light. And Stevie Carlson, I knew from the Kings days. And I said, could you guys maybe, remember that scene in Blazing Saddles? No, not that one. But where they burst into the commissary on the Paramount Lock and come in. Could you guys burst into our classroom like that? Stevie says, sure, no problem. And boy, did that bug out the eyes of everybody in the theater that night when they did that. That was absolutely hilarious.
We started in the tower, Petey.
Yeah.
And we had, first night, maybe 8 people.
Yes.
Came to our Hockey 101. So we were really excited, 8 people. And 6 of them were ladies, 6 women.
Yeah.
So we started, and we found out that women were more interested in wanting to learn and figure out hockey than the men. So we told everybody, Pete came up with this. He says to them, he says, let's remember, he says that, let's make sure the women, let's convince the women. Because if you get the women involved in sports,
They're gonna bring the others in.
They're going to bring their husband, they're going to bring their boyfriends. We
Or
said
both.
that, but Pete says, yeah, but not on the same night.
Yeah.
So that one went,
But
did you say that?
We taught
No,
them.
he did.
We taught them 3 goals is a hat trick. Then I tried to sell them that 4 goals was the bra trick, but that didn't get accepted.
We moved on from that one.
Okay, you guys are here, you watch hockey. What do you think would be the toughest thing we had to try and teach
Icing.
to the fans?
Yeah.
Okay, he
Which
says
still would be.
icing.
Insane.
Yeah.
I would think maybe like penalty kill, man advantage, special teams.
Penalty kill, special teams, pretty good. Last one,
Line changes?
Yes, changing on the fly in particular.
you know why he knows it, eh? He sat beside me and I told him this. I just want to make him look good at it. Line changes, they couldn't figure out line changes. And when you figure out how many sports, NASCAR doesn't change on the fly, I know that.
They change
Football
tires.
doesn't change
Yes.
on the fly.
Yep.
How many, and I thought lacrosse did.
Lacrosse does, yeah.
So they do.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone in Nashville knew what lacrosse was in
correct.
1997.
They thought it was a town in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
But it was great, and people would say, okay, that's an icing. That means when they shoot the puck way down there and the other gets there first.
and we had a guy that was on closed circuit. Bell South, AT&T, rented out earpieces for people coming in for $5 a piece. And a guy during stoppages in the play would explain what they had just seen. We called him the Reverend because he was
Yep.
always dressed like he was in black and talking to the people that way. But that was a very important thing. And the other big question that came up, why do you guys have 2 half times?
Or could I get tickets on the 50-yard line?
Yeah.
50-yard line?
Well, so much of what you guys have talked about, whether it's the team setting the culture early, you guys teaching the fan base, the way the Preds have grown over the years, as Smashville was coined, Smashville hockey
Yeah.
has become something. And that was there from day one. What was it like for you guys watching that get established, watch it grow, and where it is now, where the Preds are really one of the hottest tickets in town?
It's been, I'd have to say, something that makes you feel real good about what you've gone through and maybe helped build, without any question there. And to watch the kids coming in now and to see their eyes brighten up when they see things. And a parent brings his child up and said, he doesn't know what it's like to have a town without hockey. I mean,
The hockey is, I think when Pete and I first came here, the minor hockey had 200 members, maybe.
yes, 250.
Maybe,
Yeah.
if they had that. And then how many of the high school teams? 5, 4?
3 high school teams.
3
at the
high
start.
school teams. That's all that was here for hockey. And they had an old timers one that was just, but nothing. And then now we have, I don't know how many thousands in thing. We have women's hockey here. We send teams all over the country now to play in these biggest tournaments. That's how hockey has grown here due to the schools getting it. Then suddenly all the coaches that wanted and the ex-players that took the minor hockey kids. It's just, this city now is a city of what's the word when you want to give it to me?
Growth?
Destination or whatever.
Oh, a destination city, yes.
Yeah, it's-
For tournaments,
Yeah.
for hockey
Yeah,
tournaments.
yeah.
They have all the new rinks that you put in here, and the Ford Center Ice was the one still, et cetera, et cetera. There's always tournaments of hockey in this city now.
The best part of that, a couple of summers ago, you will remember this, I got a call from Scotty Bowman. And he said, did you get that picture I just sent you? And I go, yeah, I did, Scotty. It was a picture of the entrance to the Terry Crisp rink in Bellevue. So Scotty's daughter had brought his grandson to play here in a tournament. And so he said, okay, I got a question for you. I go, what's that, Coach? He goes, if Terry Crisp has his own rink, why isn't he in there every day working on his skating?
He holds a grudge.
He's still your coach.
Still.
He's still my
Still
favorite
coach.
buddy too, and he holds a grudge every time. Scotty, and he'd love it. He'd still be chuckling about it.
So those are the good times and everything that makes Smashville amazing. What was it like now, almost 2 decades ago, when the Preds nearly left? And what was your guys' involvement in that?
I was waiting to get my house painted, get it ready for sale. I was calling my former real estate partner in Buffalo saying, it looks like we're going to end up in Hamilton. So that's a 40-minute drive away. Let's get a new domicile there and get ready to commute. And Claudia was the same way.
You know, I never thought we'd ever get that they would leave because I felt that, first off, the person in Hamilton wasn't serious. He didn't have what they were, it was just a pie in the sky, I thought it was,
Yes, yeah.
to begin with. And secondly, when they held rallies and the fans came out and we had the ones, and the greatest thing is that when the guys who bought the team at that time, he sold the team,
Yeah.
Mr.
Leopold sold.
Mr. Leopold, who was a great owner, by the way. I don't care what the people, he was a great man. But when they sold the team, and Pete and I got talking to the new owners just after we'd done it, and we said to them, I had dinner with them, and we said, what possessed you guys to buy this hockey club? Because it was going nowhere, doing nothing. It was heading out. And we said, and one guy said, well, our money manager told us to stay as far away as we could. Don't touch it. It's not a viable whatever. So we sat together, these men, the owners, and said, we decided that if we let this hockey team leave, and if you let a professional sports team leave your city's going to die. So can you imagine how many people would want to come here if you didn't have the Titans, the Sounds, the Predators,
Nashville SC now?
That keeps your city vibrant. That makes people want to come here on a weekend and see a football game, a soccer game, a hockey game, whatever, and golfing or whatever it is. That's what makes this city now. Look around. Just there's the evidence for it.
What got built down here, and I still remember that weekend. It was the Chicago Blackhawks on Saturday, the Chicago Bears on a Sunday, and there was no libation left.
Well, they set a record.
Yeah, they drank Broadway dry.
Yeah, that's a record. Hey, you got to be proud of something.
Sure.
Come on, guys.
Sure. Of course. Sorry, go ahead, Hammer.
I have one more for Pete before we wrap this up. You talk about the fans in Broadway. When the team clinched the Western Conference Final,
Oh,
you said, "Go ape,"
yes, I did. Yes, I did, and they did.
Yes.
and they did. Where did that come from?
That was inspired to me. I grew up a St. Louis Cardinals baseball fan, and that was a great call by Jack Buck. He didn't say go ape, but Ozzie Smith hit the first home run of his career left-handed in the playoffs against the Dodgers. And he just said, go crazy, folks, go crazy. Cardinals have won it on a score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. And hit it off one of the Landers sisters' husbands. So that was how that worked out.
And I still like it.
Yes.
I still like it, Bubba.
And didn't you live next door to Jack Buck?
Yes.
He
in
was
St.
your neighbor.
Joe Buck came
yeah.
Joe Buck came up to see when he was in town once for an NFL game. He came up to see Chris
Yeah,
one night.
met that. But my wife says he was on TV. We're in St. Louis. My wife and I, she was watching TV, and he was doing the stuff and whatnot. And she says, "Hey, I know him." I said, "Sheila, you don't know him. That's Jack Buck." And then my wife says, "No, I know that man." I said, "Sheila, please, this guy is somebody. He is Jack Buck." She says, "I do know him." So about 3 days later, beautiful sunny day out, and we lived in the condo, and we had a nice playground for the kids out there, and they're playing, and she looked at me and she says, "Get out here, I want to see you for a minute," outside the kids. I come out, and there's this man playing with my kids. She says, "I want you to meet the man I don't know." It was Jack Buck. He had a place, condo and whatnot.
Yeah.
I says, "Okay, hon, well done. Well done, Sheila.
Gotcha.
You do know Jack Buck."
And now the Predators have line mates named Ozzie and Smith. So
Yes, that's
it
right.
all rolls into one.
Yeah, everything goes circular. No question about that.
We'll take a break, come back with one final segment for Pete and Terry before they go into the Golden Hall at the first intermission of this Saturday's game against the Calgary Flames here on the POP.
Welcome back to the Predators official podcast. Carrie Hammer, Max Herz, Brooks Bratten, Terry West, Pete Weber.
We're just laughing guys. That's
Little Miss Enthusiastic over here. She's ready to go.
I'm ready to go. This is like our morning meetings. I would tell people, like, what do you talk about when you go to a morning meeting? I'm like, well, I cackle for the first 10 minutes, and then I come up with who I'm going to interview because I've been sitting next to Terry. But every week, I was telling you guys, we do a big E-Person of the Week in honor of our good friend, Erin Donick. As we know, we just loved her. So awesome.
that's one of her favorite words.
You're awesome.
Awesome.
So this week, our awesome person
You're a rock
is...
star.
Smash your face down.
Let's not use the rest of those words.
No. It's going out to Clark Lee, head football coach over at Vanderbilt. Obviously, a huge win by the Commodores this week, college game day in the house. But earlier in the week, they had Clark invited Willie Donick out and had him come to football practice. And at the end, he had Willie give the pep talk to the Vandy football team.
Which
So-
Willie was not expecting, as you told
was
us.
not expecting. So huge congrats to Willie, because we think, the pep talk worked, right?
Obviously.
Obviously. But what stood out about Clark and the Wind was at the end of Willie talking, he shared some thoughts about Erin. As we know, we just love her. But he had every player say, relationships are so important. And as we know, we're a family here. Aaron was part of our family. And he asked the Vandy football team to pick up someone they love, or not pick up the phone and call someone you love. And so, Clark Lee, you're awesome.
The big E and a big dub. So rock on with your bad self, Clark Lee. And Crispy, Petey, you are awesome, and we wish Aaron could be here on Saturday to share your special day.
So do we. That would be very, very special for us.
You said that with a straight face and you didn't even mean it. That was perfect. You've done good, son.
He's going to be a big salesman.
I'm calling you gentlemen. I'm going to do it one more time. I want to finish with this real quick. Your legacy, when you think about what you want to be remembered for, what comes to mind, especially with this coming up this weekend?
Just the fact, I think, that we helped guide a lot of people to have a lot of fun with the game with which they were not that familiar prior to all this.
Yeah, I'm like Pete. I just, it's verifying, go heavy, strong, hard on the word fun. Everything's been fun. What, good, bad, indifferent. We spent 25 or more years here with a growing city, and Pete, as an old man, is responsible for it.
And you two had more fun doing it together than anybody had watching this team.
I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and we still enjoy it now for the people that, the grandparents bringing their kids and that. Keep bringing them, please, because those little ones I see running around in our rink every night, that's the bloodline, and that's what we want here.
I know we're running short on time, but our first year, it was a Thanksgiving break, and this couple came into the game. Obviously, the wife was about to give birth, and I didn't know if she gave birth that night or not, but so that was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. On Saturday, they're back at the game with the little one.
That's dedication.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's been a heck of a run, and you guys got a bar out of the deal, so it all worked out the way it was supposed
Tips
to.
are accepted. You can come tip these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the bar.
or tip us over like we used to tip cows.
But we are so happy for you. We're so proud of you. It's going to be an awesome day on Saturday. So a 2:30 start against Calgary on Saturday here at Bridgestone Arena. And like we said, the first intermission, don't get up and go get your cotton candy and your funnel cakes. You got to stay in your seats. These two gentlemen are much more exciting than anything else going on.
You guys can't get cotton candy either.
No,
Don't
no,
get tempted.
You also have to
Be
stay in
there.
your seats. You've got something to do on Saturday. No, so we're super excited to see that. Congratulations on making it into the Predators Golden Hall. We're so happy. We're so proud. What a pleasure and honor it is to know you both. And in all seriousness,
God,
we
that,
thank
you know what? That in all serious and whatnot. You said that with a straight face.
You taught me well.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys.
We say we appreciate all of you people here and the ones that make this city is.
Well, thanks to our whole crew here today, filming in Pete and Terry's Tavern for a special show. Ethan Fleming, Hannah Ware, Nate Baker, Justina Quagliata set this whole thing up. Pete, nice shirt.
Yes.
We'll see you in your Smashville finest and your gold jackets.
I'm glad we had
on
that
Saturday.
memo where we knew what to wear today.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a great episode. The POP special edition with Pete and Terry. We'll see you guys Saturday in the Golden Hall here in Smashville.